Welcome to the Behind the Business Trends podcast, where we spotlight local brands and interview founders behind online business trends right here in the Chattanooga area. This podcast is powered by #Mall, the hub where local businesses get connected with on-the-go shoppers. So for today's show, we have G. G is the CEO behind the trendy online store brand TesBros, where they create and sell accessories for Tesla vehicles. Welcome to the show, G.
Thanks for having me.
The pleasure is all mine. Look, I've heard great things about your business, about all the great things you and your partner have been doing here in the Chattanooga area. And I want to know, for those who don't know you, who is G?
That's a hard question to answer, I guess. But I grew up actually, I was born in South Korea.
Okay.
But my dad was a missionary. So at the age of 4, we moved to the island of Saipan. So really, I'm just a simple island boy, and I moved out of there when I was 18 to go to college, and I played college tennis for 4 years of my career. And then I actually transferred midway to Morehead State in Kentucky. And then I graduated my undergraduate there with video productions. And then I actually ended up going to master's at Ole Miss. And
Nice.
from then on, apparently the dean really liked me there. And he offered me a job right after my master's. And I ended up becoming a professor in journalism and marketing for about three and a half years.
Nice. Was that in Mississippi?
That was at Ole Miss.
Okay, so how did you end up in Chattanooga, Tennessee?
That's another funny story because, at first I thought about, well, Tesla's in, Fremont and in California, so maybe I should go in the west side. But my wife wasn't really keen for that, so she kind of said, we went to Chattanooga, I think, when we were dating, and she loved it. And when she graduated from her program in lab tech, she said, I want to go to Chattanooga. So she applied, she got the job. So I said, all right, well, I had decided to do this full time as an entrepreneur. So I kind of said, all right, I'm in. So that's why we moved there.
Awesome. Well, as a native of Chattanooga, we're so excited to have you, and I really feel proud that you intentionally selected Chattanooga to live in and to start your business. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, tell us about TesBros. Tell us about the brand, the name, and when it was established.
Yeah, so when I was still as a professor at Ole Miss, I actually taught a class in Atlanta at Morehouse. And I was teaching a drone class, and in Atlanta, traffic is just awful. And as I was driving, I was just kind of annoyed, or more like just daydreaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just daydreaming in traffic, and I was like, my car doesn't have a door label because Teslas don't actually have a door handle.
Yeah.
It's actually a button to get out. So I said, man, there needs to be some sort of a label. So I started just thinking and going down my rabbit hole, and eventually I was like, there should be a label. It's like, I'm gonna make one for at least myself. So right after work, after I taught my class, I went to Joann's and Michael's.
Yeah.
And I've never
The craft stores,
yeah,
right?
I've never been there, and it's just a vinyl store. My wife loves it, and I would never go in there. And I was just there clueless, looking up all in the aisle and going, what am I looking at? So I just bought a bunch of vinyl, and I got a pair of scissors, and I just started cutting up stuff and just putting it on my car, putting on water bottles, just testing the vinyl and what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I bought a Cricut used from a lady. And it's, for those of you who don't know, Cricut is like, a lot of moms get it to make extra cash. And it's a cutter. So it cuts vinyl,
Yeah.
cuts
Okay. Where they
fabric.
can make like the T-shirts and things like that.
So
Okay.
that's what we bought. And I think it was like under $200. So with $200 and less than $500 invested, we designed our first door label. And once I got back home, I got really excited about it, and, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I think I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. So I called up my friend, or I messaged him, and I said, hey, man, or I was like, hey, bro, do you want to make some extra bucks? And he's my best friend from Saipan, where I grew up, and he's like, sure. He had just started working at another startup or another company, and it was a very corporate job, and he wasn't happy either, and I wasn't. So we were just kind of fueled by that, and once we did that, we didn't think we were going to sell a lot. We were both skeptical, so we said, all right, if we sell 100 stickers, the door label stickers, this is viable. We can make it a business. So the first day, it was like January 20th or something like that. We launched it, and we just launched it on a Facebook group. I mean, literally just said, hey guys, we just created this, and admins, if this is bad, like you guys could shut us down. But we created this, and if you want it, like you could just like give us some money,
Yeah.
right? PayPal. And that's literally it. And we got like one, and we got like two, we got three, four, five, and we're like, oh crap, like this is
It's
selling.
catching on, yeah.
So we're like, all right, we need to set up an e-commerce shop. So my partner, JP, I mean, he was really instrumental through it all. He set up a website called chargeupgrades.com. And then I had been blogging under TeslaBros.com because I was already an owner and I love Tesla. I was always a tech geek. And I just wanted to blog so I could get some referrals. 'Cause
Yeah.
you get prizes if you get referrals. And then we turned that into an e-commerce shop, like within 30 minutes. And I have a little bit background in web development, so that really helped a lot. And we start selling. I mean, it was like 20, and we went to like 50 right away. And within 2 or 3 days, we sold I think 300 units I think we sold at 750. And
Wow.
we were just like, oh my gosh, we've never seen this like explode so fast.
Right.
And we both have been in business for a long time. He had his own Amazon, and he's been very successful in the Amazon field. And I had a digital marketing agency, and it was steadily growing, but it was a slow growth. So we were just alarmed by how fast it grew, and we were like, all right, this can work.
Wow.
So that was all great, but we didn't have the inventory. We didn't have any inventory. So I remember, coming back from work, and the next thing I'm doing is I'm cranking out stickers on a Cricut, just hundreds of them. And we ended up selling, in the first 30 days, we sold about $10,000 worth of products in revenue.
Wow.
Yeah, and then at that rate, most of it was profit because our overhead
Was so low, right?
Yeah, I operated out of my spare bedroom that I had, turned it into a production horse. Called up my brother-in-law and said, "Hey man, do you want to make some extra bucks? Do you want to work for me?" And then hired him. And then my wife was helping me too, like just putting stickers, and it was just really bare bones, nothing fancy. We would put it on a little piece of paper. But people really loved it because we solved the problem. We were genuine about what we were selling. I mean, we were connecting with the audience. And that's really how it started.
Yeah, that's such an authentic story of entrepreneurship. I just came with you problem solving, and then you got your team engaged, and then you actually did provide a solution to the market that people responded to. I think that's pretty cool. And I guess I met JP earlier, pretty cool guy. So you all address each other as bros.
We say that often, yeah.
Okay.
And he has a Model S, and then I have a Model 3.
Okay.
So we both have Teslas, so we are TeslaBros. But I first rode one when I was in 2016 when the Model S kind of started coming out. And I just remember this is insane, how different a car feels. And I was just geeking out about it, but I could never afford it because back then it was really, really expensive.
So what year are we in when you guys hit that $10,000 mark?
So that was just last year, about just a year ago.
Just a year ago. So here we are, we're at 2020, we're in your new warehouse here in Chattanooga. What is it? How are you selling now? What's production like now, and how does it feel to operate at this level?
So honestly, definitely a lot has changed, right? We went from a Cricut, which we still have here. We're gonna try to put it on a little case and try to make it a museum piece. And then we went to a roll bed, which it cuts fast, but a lot of automobile tint shops use it, and that's what we use for production. And then now we have a flatbed cutter. It's a very, very
That's
big,
that huge thing I saw back there.
Yeah, the huge production thing. So we're definitely mass producing a lot more, a lot faster. There's a lot more moving parts, but honestly, we're still the same kind of. I mean, we're two small, island boys that have a dream and is trying to fulfill that dream.
Wow, that's cool. So out of all the accessories that you sell, what's your favorite product and why?
I think my favorite product is probably the Chrome Delete Kit. And what it is it's really famous, or not necessarily famous, but a lot of people prefer to have their blackout for the trims. So some cars have the chrome trim, so it's really, really shiny, and some people have it black. So Tesla's, the Model 3 in particular, have a chrome trim. And a lot of people are like, they pay about $1,200, $800 to $1,200 to get that done.
Wow.
And that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, you can try to come out with a kit. And back then there wasn't really anything that was friendly to install. So everybody was like, you should try it, but I mean, that's hard.
Yeah.
So I remember like I went to my garage in my car and I just got to work. So 8 weeks, so many iterations, and I would put vinyl, make measurements, try to cut it and then cut. And for 8 weeks, it was just like every single night we were just testing. And, in July of 2019, we launched it. And I think the first weekend that we launched, because it was such a unheard concept and everybody thought it was impossible, I think we sold like over 300 kits in the first weekend. And we hit our massive sales growth and a record for that month, July. And that was just more so is because like a lot of people, there was a lot of naysayers that say, oh, it's not possible. But we also brought another problem solving into the community, and that's what we like to do, is we like to, add to the community, and that's what we're here for.
Man, that's awesome. So much innovation, so much creativity. I can't wait to hear more about TesBros and like the journey that you guys have been on. All right, G. So we've learned a lot about your story of like where TesBros first started. And I understand that you are a huge Tesla fan yourself. You and JP are Tesla owners. So what is it that's so special about the TesBro kits and accessories that you sell, and what separates you from the competition?
Man, there's a lot of competition, but I think the main thing is we care. Like when a customer tells us, it's not like just a robot talking or a bot talking, and I'm huge proponent. I just hate talking to bots, right? I think
that's frustrating.
if I do, I think other people would too. So the way I look at it is, because I'm a Tesla owner, it's much easier for us to connect with our audience. And I think that's obvious because we grew from, in about a year, we're about like 5,600 followers on Twitter, and we connect with them there. And because Elon Musk is his number one platform is Twitter, so a lot of his fans and a lot of other people are there as well. So we try to connect with them. We listen to them. They want products. They have ideas. We actually listen to it, and we respond, and that's where it sets us apart. And on top of that, I mean, we're really known for our customer service. JP and I have a very, very similar. We have the same thought about how customer service should be. It shouldn't be hard if we made a mistake for them to get a replacement or a refund. So even if it means hurting us, we don't look at the short term. We're always looking at long term, because the way we look at it is, if we can grab your business for the life of your vehicle, which is probably about 5 to 10 years, that's what we want. We don't want to just give you one kit and that's it. We want to take care of you for the life of your vehicle. So it just helps that we own Teslas, and we understand what they're wanting, or what kind of treatment they're wanting. We just think that they deserve the best.
Absolutely. And in this journey, what kind of obstacles have you guys had to face and overcome?
We have so many obstacles. I can't even
What's
count.
like the most, memorable one, I guess?
Memorable obstacle? I don't want to remember obstacles. But I think one of them was when we launched the Chrome Delete kit. We actually, one was when we launched the door label kit, actually. Sorry, let me go back. And we were still very young. We were only like probably 2 months old, but we were known for that door label. We really went viral on Twitter. We launched a video about why people should buy this, why this is a problem, and it just kind of took off. I mean, we were nobody. We had no followers, and people were like, oh, wait, this is really needed. So there was a Chinese company from Shanghai that took our photo, took our video, took our product, and put it on Amazon right away. And we weren't on Amazon back then. So I looked at that and I'm like, man, we're just a small dudes trying to, do business.
Yeah.
And these guys took everything we worked hard for. I mean, we produced our videos, we produced our photos. And I tweeted that. I said, man, it sucks.
Yeah.
I guess this is business. And some people said, oh, that's business. But I tweeted that out. And I remember like everybody just came and rallied. So they retweeted it. All the newspaper that covered Teslas retweeted that, and then they commented. And we didn't ask them to do this, but they also like I think left bad reviews. They they were kind of mean in some ways. So I think after that, I got an email. I think within about 3 days, I got an email from the CEO of that company, and I won't necessarily say the name. And he said, it was like, sorry, 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 sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It
Yeah.
was an intern, blah, blah, blah. And he had an excuse for it. Can you please take down your tweet? I mean, this
Wow.
is ruining us right now. And we're just getting, just bad rep. And I was like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
You know? And they really rallied for us. So they got our back. And that was really, honestly, heartfelt. I mean, we're really touched by people who actually cared about our business and about our story. So that was just one of the obstacles, but we really came through. And that was one of the first few that we had. We had so many other ones, though.
But man, that is a great story. I mean, I think that's almost like a compliment to say that this big Chinese company wanted to, imitate your product, And I think the fact that it came full circle, that the guy came to you and was like, hey, I'm sorry, we're getting bad press. Can you help? I think it's safe to say that TesBros is not only a national company, but it's also internationally known. Would you agree with that statement?
Somewhat. We're trying to expand a lot more. But yeah, we've shipped to, I don't know actually the number count, but I'm pretty sure at least 25 countries.
Wow.
And then all 50 states. I was pretty proud when we finally shipped to Alaska, and I was like,
All
yes.
50 states. Okay.
So it's kind of nice to hear that. Obviously, there's some that there's only a few. Teslas are more popular, obviously, in California, Atlanta. But yeah, all 50 states.
So how do you see your brand as it is today, and where would you like to see it in the future?
I want it to definitely stay the same. I want us to care at all times. I want us to not get big and then we become that big corporate kind of, oh, we don't really care about you, just another. I never want to treat anyone like a number. I really do want to treat them like a family almost. And I want the best for them, just like I want the best for me when I shop. So we really I love, customers first, and that's always our focus. And if we do that, eventually it'll come around. And that's just our philosophy about selling and taking care of our customers.
Well, listen, it's proven very well for you so far. I mean, you guys are moving, you're growing so fast. Like, I think that that's amazing. So I think your kind of golden rule, so to speak, is definitely working in your favor, in you and JP's favor so far. So, question, do you see yourself ever partnering with Tesla? Because right now you're kind of independent of them.
Right. So we're completely independent. We're not affiliated with them, to say that. But Elon, if you're watching this, definitely call me up, and we would definitely love to partner with them. We really stand for everything they stand for. We love their mission. We want transportation to go sustainable. We're, I guess, somewhat environmentalists. We are environmentalists, and we just love what they're doing. So if they would like to partner up with us, that would definitely be cool.
Wouldn't it though? So Elon, you heard that. If you're listening, have your people, call G's people, and you guys can work out something. That's awesome. So I have a fun question for you before we go. I know I've taken a lot of your time. You have long hours as an entrepreneur, so I'm sure you're ready to go. But fun question, what's your favorite food?
Oh man, I have a lot, but definitely there's a Korean dish that I like to eat that my mom used to cook. It's called kimchi jjigae, which is like kimchi soup.
Okay.
And that's probably my favorite, like that and rice.
Can you cook that?
I can, but I can't actually make kimchi. But I just buy it from the store.
Okay, that works too, right? Okay, and if you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Places I have been or haven't been.
Either. Where would you be if you could go anywhere you wanted to go?
Right now, nowhere because of coronavirus. But
So true. So true.
I would like to go back to Denmark again.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Denmark was cool?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I did a Europe tour when I was, I think, 21, and I just enjoyed the city, the urban planning around it, the biking and all that, the museums.
Okay.
And it was just a pleasant time, and I like to go back. And when I was playing tennis, I visited over 20 countries, traveling and touring and playing tennis.
So you're pretty good.
I was ranked 441 in the world at one point in the ITF level, which is the International Tennis Federation. But I would travel to those places, and I would never get to actually explore and see the places. I would just go to a tennis court, train, all that,
Right.
and then not really explore as much. So I'd love to go back to every single one of the places I've been to, and then really roam around and just get lost and just travel.
Well, G, I've learned so much about you today. We've learned so much about you today. Tennis superstar, kind of, sort of, ranked 451,
Retired.
Retired professor, successful entrepreneur, doing so much great things in the auto industry, accessory industry. I really am just glad that I had the opportunity to talk to you today. For the people that are out there that are listening and also watching Behind the Business Trends right now, how can they connect with you on social media?
Yeah, so all our media handles or social media handles is at TeslaBros. So it's TeslaBros, and you could find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our website is TesBros.com.
Awesome. And if you want more business trends and local information about businesses in the Chattanooga area, make sure you go and like and follow Behind the Business Trends on Instagram, social media, Facebook, everywhere. Just like us there for more information. And if you visit your website, what's your website again?
TesBros.com.
If you visit TesBros.com and put in the special promo code on your screen today, you can receive 20% off your accessories. That's right, 20% off those accessories. So make sure you visit TesBros.com, put in the promo code you see on the screen, and be sure to tune into another episode of Behind the Business Trends right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee.